Hey guys, it's Mr. Calderon with Queen My Pawn, and I want to talk about a really cool application that you can use when you're learning certain lines that have a lot of traps. Obviously, memorizing the right move is the right thing to do here because trying to find it out over the board when you have such a limited amount of time is not always the best thing. Now, it's difficult and maybe you might be uncertain if you try to do it yourself, and at least you might want to have a chess teacher. But let's say you don't have the resources, then I know you have a phone. Everyone has a phone. And if not, then you definitely have the internet. But what I'm trying to say is that there's this application called ChessBase for the phone, and you can see it right there. I have an Android. You can see that ChessBase right over there. It's a little bit blurry, but it was the right icon, and it only costs $8. Now, you might be wondering why do I have to pay $8 to find out what a certain line is. Well, um, if you don't invest some type of money into what you're doing, it's gonna be hard for you to stay motivated because you're thinking when you pay for something, oh, I paid for this. There better be some value in it. So let me try to find what is valuable about this. And ChessBase for the phone is a live book. It will tell you exactly what games were played, and because of that, it's basically a huge database. So we have this position, starting position, and I'm gonna show you, for example, like the Vienna game with knight f6 and bishop c4. Okay, now if you don't know any better, maybe you might play something like d6. But when you see the book, you might actually see something interesting. Look at the third choice that says knight takes e4. Oh my gosh, how can you do that? You're giving up a free knight. Well, when the knight takes back, which would be the second choice, sorry, not the second choice, the fourth choice, you can see that actually in the fourth choice right there, it says 30%. That means that, and look at what the red bar is over there. The red bar is huge for knight takes e4. That means that black wins 62% of the time. And that's because of the fork that comes afterward, which is d5, which is essentially the only move, and it's been played 257 times, and even Alekin recommends it in his My Best Games book. So the reason why I'm bringing this question up is because someone on the forums on Lichess asked this question. Best defense to the Scotch Gambit trap. Hello, many players play the Scotch opening trap. For those who don't know, the moves are e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, e takes c4, bishop c4. And for those that don't know what that means, basically, here's what white ends up playing. And this is a common opening. So we basically have this opening right here, and it's e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. Now the pawn takes, obviously, because when you're attacked in the center, you gotta counterattack, and basically you cannot ignore this question. But then bishop c4, and in this position, if you don't have ChessBase, it's gonna be difficult to know what to play. Like, I've lost this position so many times before actually going to ChessBase and finding out what the actual move is. So I'm gonna put it up on ChessBase right now, and e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, e takes c4, bishop c4. There are two moves that can be played here according to the book, and they are the first. And let me remove this board. I called my board Marcy. Marcy, please excuse me. And there we go. The board is excused. So, or I'm excused. So you can see the first two choices are knight f6 and bishop c5. Knight f6 scores the best, actually, and it's played in most of the games. But if you don't have ChessBase, you're not going to know that. And let's actually see what the actual original poster continues to say. He says, here, there are all sorts of traps white can play. That's true. I usually defend them with weak moves like knight f6. Whoa, wait, what? you you just saw my ChessBase app, or maybe you didn't because you may not have the app, that knight f6 is the strongest move and it's been played in thousands of games. In fact, Don't Go to Heaven, which is a strong player, which probably does have ChessBase. Knight f6 is a weak move. Jeez, my whole life's been a lie so far. It's used for commit effect. If you don't have ChessBase, you don't know what to play. And because I have ChessBase, I know that the moves afterward basically continue like this. So I'll show you what the actual line is. But if you get ChessBase for yourself, you can examine any position. So knight f6, and there are many ways that this can continue for black. So there are many ways. For example, white could castle, and I know the best move is knight takes e4. If rook e1, d5, and let's see, bishop takes, queen takes, knight c3. Now, obviously your knight's pinned. You just move the queen away to safety. It's been shown that queen h5, queen a5, or even queen d7, any logical move is fine here. So after queen h5, knight takes e4, or even rook takes e4, then bishop e7, and you protect the bishop so you can castle on the next move, which is just fine. And knight takes e4 would not be so good because the queen takes, knight takes, knight takes, rook takes. You have a normal game, but this should be good for black because you got the bishop pair. You avoided the traps. Let's go back to this position. Instead of castling, maybe he can do something like e5, which is typically the move. d5, and here the game can transpose back to a normal Scotch opening with bishop e5, knight e4, knight takes d4, and most of the time you play bishop d7, but because of that book that I have, ChessBase, I know that I have a cool line to continue with, bishop c5. This is actually very playable, and I've won every single game that I've played this because no one knows what to do. They've never seen this. They expect bishop d7. So, but the game doesn't have to continue bishop b5. See, I don't remember what the move is, so let me go back and consult what ChessBase says. So after knight f6, e5, d5. Actually, yeah, I didn't know because bishop b5 is the move here. So, let's see. That's all I have to say about knowing what to play. You need to get ChessBase. It's only like $8 or $9, which is just one day's worth of lunch. You can ask your mom for $9. You can ask anyone for $9. I mean, come on. It's gonna improve your chess so fast. And like, if you don't believe it improves your chess so fast, like, just you can take a look at my rating. If that really convinces you, although that just adds credibility to my testimony. And let's go ahead and look at my rating. I mean, I think I know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I don't use the book in live games. That's illegal, and it'll get you banned. You can use it in correspondence, meaning that you can practice by going to this link right here. You go to Lead Chess, you go to correspondence, you can click on whatever, and you're actually allowed to use the book, but no engine, which ChessBase also has. You just cannot use the engine, and Lead Chess will know how to detect that. So make sure that after your game, if you lose, you check out the live book, especially if it's due to a trap, and you review it. And that's all I have to say. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like or subscribe to get more content similar to this, and I'll see you in the next one.